Hello and welcome. This is a Centrex demo of the finance dedicated CRM product here at Centrex Software. Let's go ahead and get started. Here at Centrex Software, we are a large ecosystem of fintech dedicated products and services, with one of those products being a finance dedicated CRM platform. So it doesn't matter what type of finance product you're offering. Are you doing business loans or corporate financing, merchant cash advance, maybe personal loans, mortgage loans, car loans, or are you a fintech company needing a CRM platform? Centrex Software is a great spot for you to be looking for that type of product. So let's go ahead and jump into the software platform itself. According to AI, there are 5 major tools that any customer wants to see when it comes to a good finance dedicated CRM platform. Those 5 tools are a client 360-degree view, automated workflows and task management, integrations with financial tools and data sources, regulatory compliance and audit trails, and advanced analytics and reporting. Okay, so let's go through each one of those. When it comes to a client 360 view, here in Centrex Software, we have something called a contact. There are multiple ways to get contacts in the software, your website forms, other broker or affiliate website forms. You can add contacts in the software manually. You can inject contacts via API. So several different ways to get data in the software platform. Once that data is in the software platform, there are multiple ways to toggle between lists and create lists to manage all of that data throughout your department. However, if we go into an actual contact, this is where you will see that 360 view of this particular customer or this borrower. Okay, so on the far left-hand side, we've got the business name, if this is a business borrower, the business owner's name, you've got stage and status, how long they've been in that status for. You can see who it's been assigned to over the course of time for this particular contact. You can see encrypted social security numbers, birth date. Anywhere you guys see an envelope in the software platform, you can send a quick email. You can attach documents to this email. You can even load email templates, which have been built out in the email marketing tab, and you can send that email to the customer quickly. Anytime you guys have a phone number in the software, you can click on that phone number and you can track this call manually. Or if you have an integrated phone system, this will all happen automatically. What you also have on the software platform for phone call tracking is follow-up phone calls. So I can come in here and I can schedule a follow-up call, which will be on my calendar in the software, and I can save email, or I can just simply save the call. As we scroll down, you have the address of the borrower, whether it's a property or is where they live. You've got a Google Maps integration where you can see that address. You also have something here called a budget analysis. Now, this is more for our consumer lending Centrex Software customers that are consumers borrowing money, but you can come in here and create some basic DTIs, a total income and expense sheet, liquid assets, other assets, monthly income, monthly expenses, and that gives you some basic understandings of the cash position and the cash flow statement for this particular borrower. If we go back to the contact, as we scroll down, you've got 2 big orange buttons here: send external form request, execute webhook. External form request is another great way to gather data and documents from a borrower. You can click on send external form request. It sends them an email. In that email, there's a link taking them off to a form when they can upload documents, fill out data points, press submit, and all those documents and all that data comes directly back into the software automatically. Okay, if you want to execute a webhook, you can send data out of the Centrex system into any other third-party system. Okay, both of these can be fired automatically, or they can be fired manually as well. As we scroll down here, you have additional information on file. These are all custom field data points. And then down here at the bottom, we have something called a customer portal. You guys have a full white labeled customer portal here at Centrex Software. I can go ahead and log in as the customer. It's going to take us to the login page and then into the client portal. Again, the domain name, the logos, the colors, this is all white labeled to your brand and to your colors. And in this client portal, your customer has a home screen where they can see loan balances or advance balances. They can request payoff. They can send messages to you. They can view any tasks. They can upload documents, and they can view transactions. Okay, a lot of that here is on the left-hand side as well. I've got my document library where I can upload documents. I can see documents that have been uploaded. I have advances and or loans, and then I can also see the transactions and the balances and request payoff for those advances or loans. I can see all my transactions, and then you can also see tasks as a borrower as well in the client portal. Okay, there's a full task manager built in the Centrex system, and you can associate a task to the client in the client portal. Up here on the far right, under the question mark, they've got a support area where you can put some basic information, and you can also come in here and build out some FAQs. Okay, so that is at the bottom left here of what we call this contact dashboard. Now on the right-hand side, you have all these different nested tabs. Okay, you have your overall history, anything that's ever happened to this contact over the course of time, date and time stamped. If you're offering advances, you're going to be able to see all the different advances you have on file for this contact. If you're offering loans, you're going to be able to see all the loans on file for this contact. Any calls you've made, if you have a phone system integration, all of this will happen automatically. Any emails that you have sent the customer, you can always click on an email and see the email that was sent, the date and timestamp, when it was sent, and then when that client opens that email, you'll be able to see when they opened that email. Any notes that you've taken in the software, you guys have note types. You've got note templates. You also can notify other users when a note has been taken, type in your note, save your note, and all those notes will stack down the page. Any sort of email marketing that this contact has been caught up in. Okay, so in the email marketing tab, if they've been caught up in 20 campaigns, you'll see all 20 campaigns here. Green means they've opened that campaign. Red means they did not. Okay, you've got full text messaging here, the entire conversation between you and your client via text message. You've got text message templates. You've got your different phone numbers. You can send an external form request, which is this orange button down here, via text if you wish to do so. Okay, you've got documents. Here at Centrex Software, we have our own e-sign technology called ClickSign. So here in the document section, you've got something called generated documents. You have your ClickSign documents, which is your e-sign documents, and you have your uploaded files. Okay, it's very easy to generate a document of one of your templates. All of your templates are going to reside in the Masters Docs tab here. And then when you're at a contact, you can click on Generate Documents. It's going to go ahead and pop this document modal. And you're going to either generate and save a document, or you can send it for electronic signature. We even have document packages, so you can send multiple documents at once as one big long document. So you can choose your template here. It's going to go ahead and scan for signers. You can send this via text if you wish to do so. Here's your email template, and I can send for electronic signature. Okay, so the generated document will be here. Under ClickSign Docs, all your e-sign docs will be here with an e-sign status. Once the document has been successfully e-signed, you can click on View Details. You can see the IP address who sent it, the IP address of who signed it, and then you can always view this electronically signed document as well. And then, of course, you always have your uploaded files. You can drag and drop files here. Files can come from your website forms, from the client portal, from the API. Documents can come into the software several different ways. Okay, you have a full event system for this contact. What I like about events is when you schedule an event, if you want to dismiss this event, I can dismiss this event. And based on the result of the event, it'll pop down more questions in case you've learned anything from that calendar event. And then I can update event result, and that'll update the data points on file for this contact. Okay, so the event system is essentially your calendar built into the Centrex software platform for your CRM, where you can schedule meetings and events for this contact. You also have a full task manager built into Centrex for each contact. Okay, I can click on new task over here. You've got tasks out of the box that can be built, or you've got free form task entry, right? What's the due date? I can assign this task to a user, to a team, or to the actual borrower, to the client. And that's when it shows up in the client portal. Okay, you've also got credit card on data for this contact. You've got bank account data on file for this contact. If you want to pull credit and see debts on file for this contact. And then if you're doing lender matchmaking, you can also see the different types of lenders that are on file for this contact. Okay, now back to the advances or loans. If you are offering advances and you're looking for a good CRM for advances, at the contact level here, I can see all the advances on file for this contact, whether it be a new advance, an add-on, or renewal. I'm going to go ahead and click on this advance. And on this advance page is everything relative to this specific advance. Okay, so you have a lot of different information here, your calculator, your balances. If you're a broker and you're brokering in the software, you've got submissions. You can go ahead and submit your packages to multiple lending institutions, track all your submissions. If you're funding in the software, you've got the full syndication technology to pay your investors. And of course, you can turn auto payments on and you can draft all your borrowers. Okay, so if you're doing advances and looking for a CRM, this is your dedicated advance page for this specific contact. Now, if you're doing loans, you would look at your loans tab for this contact. I can see all the loans on file. I can come into a specific loan, and then you've got loan data on file. You've got stuff like your loan assignments, custom data at the loan level that is fully customizable to you. Any documents you have on file, you can generate a document, send for e-sign here, submissions off to lending institutions, and then you have your offers where you have your full amortization calculator powered by T-value. Okay, so as far as a 360 view, that is the Centrex software platform contact and associated advances and or loans for this particular contact. So the second thing for CRM features is automated workflows and task management. In the contacts tab, if I click on workflow, one of the things that our team is going to work with you on is a workflow based on your company's stages and statuses. So we'll give you one out of the box that looks like this. We can drag and drop these up and down. We can color code these any color we want. We can even click on these and change the jargon of what you want them to be. This is your stages and your statuses built in the software, where a lot of automation can be built based on this workflow. Okay, so if I come to the admin tab, once that workflow is built out and I come to settings, I have a button here called triggers. And this is the trigger system. Let's assume these are all your triggers. I can turn triggers on and off if I wish to do so. But if I want to build a new trigger, I can click on create new trigger. I can give it a name. What event is it? So this is an event-based trigger system. I can click on status change, for example. And then I can define my conditions. So I can add as many conditions as I want. I can make it and or, right? And then I can also add more condition groups and then add more conditions into that group as well. And then, of course, you have your actions down here at the bottom. You have a lot of different actions that you can fire. If I want to send an email, but what I also want to do is send a text message, and then what I also would like to do is maybe create a task, all three of those actions will fire at the same time when this event happens and these conditions are met. Okay, and our event system is vast. There's a lot of different events built in the software for you guys to automate your workflows and your task management. Okay, we went over it just a bit ago, but you also have that full task manager built in the software. At each contact level, you have tasks and you can associate tasks to team members. Okay, the third feature that is most popular in a finance dedicated CRM is integration with financial tools and data sources. Okay, if we come over to the Centrex website and you hover over integrations, you're going to see a lot of different types of integrated partners we have. If you click on integrations and you scroll down the page, these are a lot of the brands that we have natively integrated with here in the Centrex software platform. If you do not see a vendor here, not a problem. Centrex software has a very well built API under developers. Click on API. And there really isn't a vendor we cannot work with. We cannot pull data into the software. We have a wonderful API built in the system so those vendors can communicate with the Centrex core system via API. So a lot of great integrations there. Number 4, when it comes to finance dedicated CRM, is regulatory compliance and audit trails. Okay, so number 1 in the admin tab, you've got something here called usage. You can always track the usage of your users in the software, okay? There's a lot of different logs that are created to track usage. You've got user usage, you've got user logins, page views, and then, of course, our billing policy. Okay, so you can create different filters here, and you can really find and understand the usage that you have with your staff members or your vendors or your attorneys or your accountants within your Centrex core operating system. Okay, what we also have here is a 2-level deep permission system. So if I come into Centrex and I click on roles in the admin tab, the first level is custom built roles on what you can and cannot do. Okay, so this is all the different types of roles based on the tabs that your users have access to. The second layer is something called field level permissions or data suppression. So we build a profile, we associate that profile with companies, roles, or users, and then as I check boxes off here, you are essentially suppressing that data from that profile associated to that user or team. Okay, so this is another way we remain compliant on who can see what they need to see and who can not do and or see what they need to not do or see. Okay, lastly, under the admin tab, under settings, we do have a tab here called access permissions. And under access permissions, it is what you're going to see: IP whitelisting and 2-factor authentication. Okay, so if you want to whitelist certain IPs or blacklist certain IPs, maybe you only want staff logging in from home, you can do that. Okay, 2-factor authentication is the same concept. You can turn this on for the entire company, all your companies, and each one of your users will have to multi-factor to get into the software platform. Okay, there's a lot of other regulatory items in the software, like state regulatory items for certain documents that you guys have built into this finance dedicated CRM as well. Okay, the last feature that is the most popular feature in a finance dedicated CRM is advanced analytics and reporting. If we come into the reports tab, there are a lot of different reports here that you can look at that are out of the box reports. Our client's favorite report is the report builder. This is an object-based report builder where you can come in here and build different types of reports. You can drag and drop custom columns, and then you can look at your data any which way you guys want to see your data, whether it be a bar chart, a line graph, a pie chart, and you can export this data as well. Okay, so this is a custom object-based report builder along with a lot of other out-of-the-box reports within the software. If you really want to go deep in your data, on our website, under developers, you've got something called custom reporting. We have a every 15 minutes sync into a Snowflake warehouse where you can inject custom SQL queries into that Snowflake warehouse to build any report you want. Okay, so those are for organizations that really want to see data in a custom way. Okay, so that is the Centrex Software CRM platform dedicated to the finance industry, whether you're doing loans and or advances. Let us know if you have any questions. If you'd like to schedule a more detailed demo, go ahead and click on Request a Demo on the website, and a software specialist will be with you shortly. Again, this is a Centrex software demonstration on the finance dedicated CRM product.